Hello, everyone. Welcome to TD Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to continue Dirk's top five list. This one is player side schemes,
Player side schemes might actually be my favorite, what do they call it? Class card? What?
card type.
Favorite card type in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I don't know. I absolutely love Maria, and if she by herself was a card type, that'd be my favorite card type. But she's not a card type.
Yeah.
So, and allies don't make it, don't surpass this. But
Yeah.
player side schemes, I have embraced them since they first came into the game, and I still love them. I use them. I mean, I can't think of the last deck I built that did not have at least one player side scheme in it.
So
It's very rare.
this is a weird category. So we're not doing like top five aggression player side schemes because, well, there aren't five. Um, and so I guess he's doing five total for
Oh,
all
no.
aspects.
So I said this was my favorite card category. I'm doing a top 10 of this. I've got 10 of these that I absolutely love. We are going to combine everything, all the aspects together
Okay.
because there happen to not be a whole lot of player side schemes, but there's definitely 10 that I will use. Well,
Okay.
and if I am playing cable, I could potentially use all 10 of these cards.
All right. Well,
Dave has seen me do it. He has seen me do it.
nothing but player side schemes.
Okay,
All
so
right. So, anyways, let's do your honorable mention.
oh, away we go. My honorable mention is actually Cable. Yes, he is not a side scheme, but he is he's why I love the side schemes. This is one of my favorite characters to play, and it's because of the side schemes. Because I can play all of the side schemes. I love this guy. He actually might be my favorite character to play.
We look at his deck building.
Yeah, his deck building here is you can include player side schemes from any aspect in your deck. And the player side schemes, the more of them you have, the more powerful some of his cards get. So not only do I have an excuse to play them, but I've got an excuse to add a lot of them. So yeah, he's one of my favorites. So yes, he makes the honorable
So does
mention.
Technovirus Purge then make the list? Cables.
Yeah, as
specific?
number 5068.
Oh wow, it's that far down.
Is that far down? No. Technovirus Purge actually would make the list, but I did not put any hero specific ones. No, I that's a great card, but it's because it's hero specific. It's not my top 5. Although that actually might have made my top 10 if it was not a hero specific. It would have.
All right, let's see
Okay.
what we got.
So my first one, and this is the one that I could think that might surprise Dave that is on my list.
So this is
Everything else he's probably gonna.
This is number 10.
This is my number 10. Keep up the pressure. So
I can see that.
I do have to be playing a lot of cards, a lot of player sides. Like with Cable, this one makes my list with Cable, definitely. But
Let's read
I
what it
mean,
does.
it's going to have to be, I'm going to need this. I'm going to need to have to find a slot for this whenever I am playing aggression. And if I'm playing somebody that splits, it's not making it. But like if I'm playing an aggression character, if I'm going attack heavy, this one might make it. I do have to think about this one. So that is why it is the number 10 on my
Especially if a
list.
hero has a lot of
Yeah.
attack events in their deck.
Yeah, if it's an attack heavy
Hero-specific
hero,
attack
then
events.
yeah, it's going to be more likely. But I mean, I do play this one. I do like this one. It just it's not as frequently used as I do with some of the others.
Do you want to read what it does?
So, yeah, I guess I should do that. So it's like all of the player side schemes, victory 0, but it's 0 cost. It comes in with 2 threat per player. But whenever it's defeated, each player gets to search their deck and discard pile, which is why I like it, for an attack event and add it to their hand. And until the end of the phase, each attack event deals 1 additional damage. So I really love this one if I'm actually the first player who can defeat this thing. I want the first player to defeat this so that everybody not only gets an attack event, they're going to deal additional damage. It is attack event, so it doesn't help out a basic attack. But yeah, this is a great card. I mean, it's definitely well worth the slot whenever it makes it.
And it comes in with 2 threat per player.
I said it. All right. Yeah, I did. All right. So my number 9. Live dangerously. It's my only pool one. Of course, it's the only one that he's got, but I still love this card. I do enjoy playing this. If I'm playing pool, it's probably going in my deck, but I don't play pool a lot because of the limited card pool. So that's why it's a little bit further down on my list. But while it's in play, each identity gets +2 hand size. Unfortunately, it's that first symbol there, that crisis symbol, is why this one doesn't make it further up my list, because it goes out and then you got to get rid of it pretty quickly. But it comes into play, and it brings in with it a crisis. It brings in a acceleration. It brings in an amplify, and it brings in a hazard symbol, along with its 3 threat per player.
Yeah, now this was a Cable Justice deck, that
Oh, it goes on my
they didn't
Cable
do
deck.
that, yeah, but especially Cable Justice.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I got no problem, because if I can't get rid of it in and of itself, I could probably get through the the crisis icon.
put in 3 Crisis Averted.
Oh yes, I do that.
But everyone
Right.
else has to deal with the other garbage.
That's fine. All right, so my number, what we have 7 now. My number 7 is Generation X. This one, each X, it's a 0 cost, comes in with 3 threat per player, but each X-Men character gets +1 thwart while making basic thwart against this. It doesn't require X-Men, so that is the only reason that it actually still makes the list. If it required an X-Men, it probably wouldn't make the list. But when defeated, each player can search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event and add it to their hand. Now, unfortunately, what's happened with me with this is people don't necessarily have identity-specific events that they're looking to get out, so it kind of whiffs sometimes, but I do still like this card, and since it doesn't require an X-Men, it's still worth the play for me.
Yeah, this would be in my top 5 player sites.
Yeah, it doesn't make my top 5. It is outside of my top 5, but only by a little bit. All right, my number 4. Number 6. That's what I meant. A 4th one in. My number 6 is Locked and Load. So this one does cost 1 to play. And it comes in with 2 threat per player. But whenever you're defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a weapon upgrade that costs 3 or less. That is important. And put that into play. Now, when I'm playing aggression, I'm normally probably looking to put at least 1 weapon in my deck. So this one does tend to make it in even whenever I'm playing aggression. It is, I think, yeah, it's the only aggression one sometimes that I will use. But I like the weapons, and especially if I'm playing a weapon-centric deck, this one's definitely going in. But even when I'm not, I mean, I'll play this one,
like
even if nobody else has. Firepower decks, yeah, I love this for the firepower decks. Yes.
Or it's also good for Venom and Rocket.
That's also great if you're playing, oh shoot, who's the Guardian that doesn't take, or that can heal? What's his name? Bug. If you're playing Bug, it's a great one for Bug too, because you can put weapons on him.
The Energy Spear.
Yeah, the Energy Spear is a great one. All right, my number, what was that? That was 6, 5, 4, 6. Number 5.
He could keep track of this.
Number 5 is Evaluate Threat. It's the newest of the basic.
That was number 7. This is number 6.
That was 7? Wait,
yep.
Hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7. This is number 6. Number 6 is Evaluate Threat. I can't evaluate. Oh, wow. I can't count it.
This would make on the list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this one actually does make it on the list. You do have to be either Avenger or Shield to play it. Is probably the one reason why it's outside of the top 5. But it costs 1. It comes in with 2 threat per player. But whenever defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an Avenger or Shield card. Not hero or not ally. That's the important part. It is card. And add it to their hand. Shuffle, reduce the cost to play that card. Or each of those cards. So what everybody plays, reduce the cost by 2 until the end of the phase. So that means everybody can go and get something, and then it's 2 cheaper to play it as long as they haven't already gone.
This is set up for Maria Recursion, right?
It is actually not in there because of Maria Recursion.
But it could be.
It could be. It could
actually,
definitely be.
I like it for Nick Fury, because Nick Fury can come out pretty cheap.
There. Yeah, for Nick, for 2, that is a great one. Yep. I mean, it does. I do kind of wish if it had X-Men on there, it might bump it up a little bit, but can't bring out the Pro for 1 with it.
Yeah.
It's the only drawback there. All right. So now that was number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, number 5. So number 5 is Lay the Trap.
That's the one I really like.
Yeah, this is one I use. I've used this one quite a bit. This is up there. Yeah, well, obviously it's one of my top 5 side schemes. But it's up there even within my Justice. I mean, this tends to make it into most of my Justice decks. But it is 1 cost. It comes in with 3 threat per player. But whenever you defeat it, the player defeats this side scheme, deals 5 damage per player to the villain. So if you're doing a 4-player game, that's 20 damage to the villain. What I love to do this is phenomenal for me is if I can get this out early in the game so it's out of my deck, but then save it till after we flip the villain and use it on the second phase of the villain. That is how I really like to use this one the most. But I mean, yeah, love it. All right, so number 4. Number 4 is actually superpower training. So another basic. This is a 1 cost. It comes in with 3 threat per player. But whenever it's defeated, each player can search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific upgrade and put it into play. The fact that it is looking for an identity-specific upgrade, so it does not always make the cut for me. But even though it is situational in that aspect, it's up there. It's up there in my list. I really like this card a lot whenever I can use it. And the fact that it helps everybody out, because generally at least half the table, if you're playing in a 4-player game, is going to be able to put this to use whenever you get rid of it. So another great one.
Be really good with Hercules.
Oh, yeah. All right, so my number 3, call for backup.
Speaking of Hercules.
Speaking of Hercules, yeah. So this one's been reprinted a couple of times. I think we've got more copies of this than any other one. This is it's only the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, Build Support's had more.
Yeah, Build Support.
Yeah, that's it
as well.
Yeah, this one though, I love this one. I had to pick the artwork that I like the most. So even this is the newer one, but this is a 1 cost that comes in with 3 threat per player. But whenever defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an ally and put it into play. Of course, this is in leadership. This one tends to this makes my Maria recursion decks, because this is a great way for me to be able to pull her out when I need her. I love to get this thing down whenever it's really low and then just save it until I'm ready to bring her back. However, I will use this outside of Maria recursion as well, because I do love to be able to bring out a specific ally.
I like it.
This is great.
I like doing it with Nick Fury.
Yeah, and the phenomenal part here, and what's better than make the call, is you get to search your deck and discard pile. So
and it gets put into play instead of,
so you don't have to pay for it. So
right.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
And
I mean, it's great. If somebody else got a 5 or 6 cost ally, you can play that for free, because it does not restrict what they cost.
Yeah, or like the Peter Parker basic ally that requires 3 specific resources. You can just put this.
Yeah, you're putting them into play, and that's actually that's where I think I first saw Dave start playing this one, was to put him into play.
I've done that before. Yeah.
So, and I had never it had never even clicked to me that you got around that restriction with him until I saw Dave do that. So yeah, that's another great one for him.
Well, because you can do the same thing with what I bet the next card is.
Gee, what's that gonna be? This one, I love this, and if I could do 2 number 1s, I would do it. However, it just barely gets edged out, but Dave knows what this is going to be. Build Support. And there is a very specific reason why I love this card so much. Puppy dog? Yep, puppy dog. So, Build Support is a 1 cost basic player side scheme. It comes in with 3 threat per player. But whenever defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a support with a cost of 3 or less and put it into play. Now, the putting it into play again, and when I saw Dave use the call for backup to pull Spider-Man out, that gave me the idea, and quickly move this to the number 2 slot on my player side schemes, because I love to use the iPack. Doesn't matter what aspect or what team my character is on, you can bring the iPack into play with this. Yes, it only cost 1. That is fine. If I'm not playing X-Men or X-Force, I can be playing an Avenger and use the iPack. I absolutely love this card.
But also Quinn Carrier is a great
Quinn Carrier too, but nope, it's the iPack for me. Almost without fail, unless I happen to be playing a character who can play the iPack natively.
Or there's a real critical support that you need to get.
Yes.
A hero kit support or something.
Yeah, I have actually passed on the iPack before with that, but it's hard for me to do. It tears my heart out to do that. And it just barely edges out, or it is just barely edged out by my number 1. But yeah, no, by a landslide, this is my number 1 favorite. If I'm playing a player side scheme, this
goes into pretty much every one of Dirk's decks.
Just about. Yeah, just about.
Doesn't matter what the deck
I really need to be looking to try to keep a deck thin to not play this. But this one, it's a 1 cost. It does have 5 threat per player, so it might come in with more than any of the other player side schemes, I think. I don't think any of them else come in with this much. But whenever you defeat this, each player who does not control a specialization upgrade chooses one of the set aside specialization upgrades and puts it into play under their control. And what these do, they each kind of have their own variant of it, but they're all linked to this. So this is the only way to get these cards into the game. Depending on which one you do, you can either get +1 attack. And if you do that, then whenever your hero performs a basic attack, it does have to be basic, you're going to exhaust this to draw a card. So you get +1 attack and can draw cards. If the surveillance specialist, you're going to get +1 thwart. And whenever they use a basic thwart, you'll draw a card. Defense specialist is the +1 defense. And whenever they defend, use a basic defense, they're going to exhaust to draw a card. And then the frontline one, which I actually use this one more often than I think I'm going to sometimes. It gives you +4 hit points at any time you take damage. You can draw a card. You do have to exhaust it, so you're limited to once per turn. But yeah, I love these cards, and I mean,
and that's a fun
fact
one for
that,
Spider
yeah.
Ham.
Oh, I love this with Spider Ham. But yeah, the fact that this can bring in, in a 4-player game, you're bringing in 4 very useful cards. You're helping everybody out on the team. But even in a solo game, this can make my decks. I mean, this one, yeah, I'll play this one in a solo game.
And they come into play, which is great, but
They
do
have a
they
cost.
do have a cost. So like if you're forced to, get a caught off guard or something and it gets cycled through your deck.
Yep, you can discard one of these and you can turn around and replay it later. The only negative is, I think, if it's under another player's control whenever you die, do they get to keep it?
It's under their control.
Yeah, it's under their control, so it stays in play even if you get knocked out. We normally try not to do that, but it does happen.
All right.
But yeah, so that is by far my number one, and it is that is going to be one of my top 5 cards in the game.
All right.
So
yeah, so that was Dirk's top 10 player side schemes.
10 of them.
So yeah, so thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see ya.